Hello and welcome. Well, if you are new to golf and you are wondering what kind of equipment do I actually need to get started, well, this is your guide. So I brought along some clubs and I'm gonna give you the must-haves basically, because you can get a lot of stuff, but today we're gonna cut it down to that. So what would you need to play a decent round of golf? Well, first of all, you will need a putter, and the putter, it comes in many sizes and shapes and colors and all kind of stuff, but you just need some kind of putter. It doesn't really matter if it's fancy enough or not, just get one that you like to look at, and if you can borrow one or get an old one, it's gonna be all fine. So putter is definitely needed. You will also need some kind of a club that has some loft. And I would recommend probably getting a Sand-Wedge. And the Sand-Wedge can be used, of course, in the sand, so in the bunkers. But it's very good to hit these high shots that's going to land and stop quite fast. Okay, and you are probably going to end up in situations where you will need that. So a Sand-Wedge would be really nice to have as well. And then usually you would have like a bunch of different irons. So you would have a pitching wedge, probably a 9-iron, 8-iron, 7, 6, 5, 4 maybe, and that's a lot of irons, and it's going to cost a lot of money. Well, in the beginning you probably not need all of them. So let's say you went with the Sand-Wedge. Well, you could actually be fine with, let's say, maybe just going for a 9-iron and then a 6 or 7-iron. That's going to give you some different distances, some different heights, and well, you're going to make it pretty far with just those 2 irons. Yeah. Then from there you will need something where you can hit the ball further. So I brought along 2 different clubs here. The one has a head cover on it, so I'm just going to remove that one. So one of these clubs, it's a fairway wood and a hybrid club, and you can see the fairway wood has a bigger club head, then the hybrid has a bit of a smaller club head. These clubs are designed to hit the ball a solid amount of distance when the ball is laying on the ground. And well, in the beginning you don't need both at all. I would honestly probably just go for a hybrid, because hybrids are usually the easiest to hit, and you can also hit them from a little bit of a higher grass, but they can still go quite far. So I would get a hybrid, maybe 21, 23 degrees or something. That's going to give you a nice tool that can get the ball a solid distance when you're on the ground. And then the last thing you will need, and it is a must. It is a must-have, I would say, because it really makes golf easier and more fun. It's the driver. It is also the most expensive club usually, but you will need a driver on the first shot on most holes, and the driver can hit the ball really far. Also sometimes not in the right direction, but that's one thing to work on. And of course you can get drivers with different shafts and different angles and something. Yes, of course it's important, but in the beginning just make sure that you have some kind of a driver, so you can practice on the driver shots where the ball is up on the tee, and then you can kind of get familiar with that, and then at some point you can always invest in something more fancy. But if you have those clubs, so that would be the putter, the Sand-Wedge, and then let's go for 9-iron and then 7 or 6-iron, and then a hybrid and a driver. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pieces of equipment. Then you are doing very good. Yes, you definitely are. You are allowed to have 14 clubs in your golf bag. It's a lot, and it's a lot of money usually. So the must-haves I just gave you, we'll start off with that, and then you can always add on. And of course you can get these. You can get beginner sets, which usually consists something like I just said, maybe probably a few more irons, but they are fine as a starter, and then you can always upgrade the different pieces a little by time. But this could be the must-haves, and then I can tell you, you are gonna enjoy the golf a lot. If you have any questions, to my recommendations or anything, please put them in the comments, and then I will be very happy to answer them.